Hello, everybody. You guys should all be getting, I'm getting settled in here. You should all be getting notifications that I'm going live now. I'm going to open up this actual video on my desktop because I have the issue where I'm not able to see the comments on my phone. I was told that we could go live now on my desktop, but I'm not even figuring out how to do that. Some of us are very social media challenged, believe it or not. So I'm going to make sure that I can see your comments on my desktop as I'm talking to my phone to you guys. So when you can see me, when you hear me, if you don't mind giving me hearts or comments that you can hear me, and then I'll jump on and get started. I realize that this is a very inconvenient time, and I want to promise that it's not going to be like this every single day. I woke up, I had to do my workout before taking my kids to school. Then I took my kids to school, and then I came home and showered, and then I had a surgery consultation, and then my mother-in-law is in town. My mother-in-law-ish is in town. So we took her out to lunch, and then I had to go to Costco to get groceries, and then I turn around and it's time to get my kids, and then here I am. So, hi! Yay, everybody can see me. So I realize that it's kind of an inconvenient time, and a lot of you guys are going to be at work or coming home from work. So I won't yell today about you guys not being on the live. I get it. I understand. It's okay. And I just want to start by saying that I'm super excited. Oh, the video is kind of weird. I hope it's not my service. Thank you! Isn't that the best thing ever? I'm not flipping you off, but yeah. Isn't that the best one ever? I love it. Yeah, I won't yell today. But I just want to start off by saying that I might become the coach that you love to hate, because with my team, with people that I mentor, I sometimes come off very just brutally honest, if you will. I'm not mean, and if I sound mean, I promise that's not my intention. It's just that it's weird because I started out as a coach, and again, like I said before, I'm not the same person I was when I started. Like, I've kind of grown some Beachbody balls, if you will, and I'm very blunt and forward, and I don't know, I started so quickly and took off in this business so fast, but it's because I dug in. And so when I have coaches that come on and they're not digging in like I did, I'm like, what the are you doing? Like, dig in, you know what I mean? So that part of me comes out when I start to talk about things that I'm passionate about in the business. So bear with me, okay? I'm not being mean. I'm just being real and tough love. That's exactly what it is. So you guys gave me a ton of things to work with. I have to admit, I'm not very good at this kind of thing, at push groups and stuff like that. Like, I'm normally just like, you need to do X, Y, and Z and just do it, right? Don't ask questions, just do it. Close your eyes and pose. Close your eyes and talk to people. Just do it. But you gave me a ton to work with, and I wanted to kind of give you a breakdown of what this week is going to look like. You guys gave me 18 different kind of topics, so I'm going to do my best to cover them, all of them, through the week. So I have Power Hour, my daily to-dos, growing social media, time management, recruiting and training my new coaches, how to have conversations and build relationships, how to mentor coaches to diamond, my follow-up system, signing working coaches, ads, shout outs, working and mentoring my personally sponsored coaches and how I do that. Do I have business hours? How do I handle objections, criticism, how to overcome those things, how to promote the business when you're just starting out, how to stay positive when coaches quit. That's a hard one. And then how to post. So I've got a ton of things to work with, you guys, and I'm really excited. So today I'm just going to kind of go through a few of those. Same thing tomorrow. I'm going to cover a few of those. On Wednesday, I actually every single week host a live power hour for my team. So I've got someone covering my team this Wednesday. So I'm going to host one in this group, a live power hour. So I will go in. I'll probably do it through Zoom. That way I can screen share and kind of show you guys exactly what I do. So I'll kind of cross off my power hour so I can cover that on Wednesday. But we'll go through, and while I do things, I'm going to have you guys do the exact same things, and I will allow time to do those things. So it should be pretty fun. Like I did a power hour last week with our team, and it was 2 hours. So I will probably do it sometime during the day. That way if you can hop on, you can hop on. If you need to hop off early, you need to hop off. Come on. This is Dexter. He likes to get in my lap during my videos. I know, you say hi to everybody. So it'll be amazing. So it'll be fun. And if you guys need to hop off early, you can, but we'll just go until we just get stuff done. Thursday, I'll cover again some of these topics you guys gave me, but Friday, I actually have my mentor, just the dude that pushed me into freaking top 10 this year is going to host a call for us, Josh Coates. So some of you may have heard of him. Most top coaches, most of the top 10 is actually working with him now. But he'll be on and he's going to talk. I don't know what his topic is yet. I can take suggestions. Hi, Keith. If you guys want. But I think he's pretty open to anything. But anytime Josh gets on a call, I'm just like, oh my God, this call was meant for me. He's talking to me. He's yelling at me. I need to get my shit together. What am I not doing? Like, it's just always a really good eye opener. So I'm excited for that to happen, and that'll be on Friday. So Wednesday and Friday, we have plans. Every other day, I'm just going to go in and follow your little list, okay, of things that you guys want to hear from me. So just a little background, I guess. I know I shared a little bit on the major Zoom that we did. How are you watching your mommy? On the major Zoom that we did, I kind of shared a little bit of my story, but not a lot. Super thirsty today too. But again, when I started out, I freaking dug in. I was a new coach, a brand new coach. I had never tried Shakeology, never tried a workout. I didn't have a transformation to share. I was still overweight. But I dug in. I asked my coach what I needed to do to be successful. At the time, I didn't know that I was driven by recognition. Like, you don't get recognition in your day-to-day. It's your 9 to 5. They're not like, oh my God, good job for doing your job. Like, they don't say that stuff, right? You don't get recognition for that typically. In real life at all, from your, usually even from your spouse, from people like that, you just don't get that in the real world. So I had no idea that that's what I craved or that's what drove me. I just, whatever. So I had a really good upline. My upline is amazing. Her name is Leslie Cortez, and she is a successful coach. She's an elite coach, been an elite coach every single year that she's been a coach. Like when she signed up, or when I signed up with her, I think at the time, and Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. Yeah, like the insert income disclaimer right here, okay? But she was making a decent amount of money. Like at the time, again, I was living basically paycheck to paycheck. I had, my husband worked for a job. He probably made, I think he made like $160,000 a year, which is huge for normal families, right? That was huge. But he also had a drug and alcohol addiction, so we were broke as a joke. Like, it's no joke that I had to call him sometimes asking for $5 in gas money because I had none. And he was like, no, we can't get gas until payday. So like, that's how tight we were, even though he made that much money. So I didn't have, a lot to play with. I didn't have a lot to invest. I spent $205 on a P90X challenge pack when I started. It wasn't even a $140 challenge pack. Like, she didn't even give me that option. She was like, do you want P90X or Insanity? And both were $205. And I'm like, I freaking hate cardio, so let's go with P90X. So I jumped in with that, and I had a lot of success with it. But financial success, I had no idea what this business had to offer. Leslie obviously didn't sign me up, and she wasn't like, hey, I actually make this much, money every week and whatever. But as our friendship grew, she would share more about what she was earning. And I remember her telling me that she was making like $2,000 a week at the time. And I was like, holy shit. If I could just make, like, I couldn't even fathom making $2,000 a week. Like, it blew my mind that people actually made that working for Beachbody. So once I heard that, it was probably a couple months in. Once I heard that, that was my driver. I was like, can you imagine the freedom that we would have if I earned a little bit more money with Beachbody? Like, can you imagine? And can you imagine if we had that extra money to help with bills and help with this and help with that? And it just blew my mind. And so I said, okay, what do I have to be what do I have to do to be successful? That's it. I asked her, and she said, you know what? You have to rank advance and you have to hit Success Club. And I just want to add another disclaimer that every single leader in this group is freaking inspiring and amazing, and honestly makes more money than I ever imagined I would have been making as a coach, or that I could have imagined any coach is making. But we will all tell you different ways to grow and different approaches on growing this business, because we each, all 6 of us, there's 6 of us in here, individually have grown this business in entirely different ways. okay? We've all grown in entirely different ways, whether it's faster, slow, or wide, or tall, or however we approach this business, they've all been different. Okay, so I'm taking and I'm going to share with you what I've done and what's worked for me individually, okay? And I can preach the same thing to you guys, and I can preach the same thing to other coaches, and they could take it and try to implement the exact same thing, and it might not work for them. So I just encourage you guys to find what works for you, what fills your cup every single day, what you feel like moves you forward in a positive way. But I said, okay, what do I have to do to be successful? She said, you need to rank advance and you need to hit Success Club. And those two things were ingrained in my brain from day one. Okay, from day one. The chat, I get so distracted. I'm like a freaking squirrel everywhere. Okay, I'll try my best to ignore the chat. And so hitting Success Club from day one, from month one, was a non-negotiable for me, because the thought of success, of having success, was immediately tied to hitting Success Club and rank advancing. So in my very first month, I started on April 12th, actually. So my 4-year coaching anniversary is in 2 days. It's on Wednesday, I guess. So we'll celebrate during our Life Power Hour. Maybe we'll drink wine during the day. I don't know. But it was ingrained from the very beginning that that's what success meant. So my very first month, I started on April 12th. So I had half of a month to hit Success Club. We didn't have success starters when I was a coach. I wish that we would have. But I dug in. I hit Success Club 12 in my first month as a coach, my first half month. I signed up my husband. Surprise, Brett, you're a coach. Yay, everybody's excited. I signed up my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law at the time was actually diagnosed with the beginning stages of breast cancer. And she, the day that I signed up, and I had no idea, went to the doctor, and the doctor actually told her this and told her that she had to clean up her diet and lose weight around her stomach or she would develop full-on breast cancer. We actually had dinner with her later that night where she shared that with me, and I was like, I literally just signed up today as a Beachbody coach, and I explained what Beachbody was. Woman has lost, I think I shared it on my Snap while I was at her house this past week, lost 50 pounds, went from like a 98% of getting breast cancer to like a 4%, because she cleaned up her diet. I mean, there are no coincidences. Like, I literally signed up the day that she was told that. So just mind-blowing. Anyway, she signed up. My mom signed up for a hot second because she was like, I guess I need to support my daughter, right? So there's SC6. And I had like 3 other friends that signed up, that one of them is still actually around and doing this. So I hit Success Club 12 in my first month. My next month so in May of 2013, I hit Success Club 9. I hit Success Club 9 not really realizing the full benefit of hitting Success Club 10. So I just ended with 9, and Leslie was like, what the crap are you doing? Like, sign up your dog. You need 1 more point. But it was already too late and I didn't make it. But I hit Success Club 9. And then once I realized the importance of hitting 10, what that meant as far as customer leads, Success Club 10 Legend and All-Star Legend and beyond, I was like, okay, 10 has to be it. Like, 10's the minimum. I got to do 10. I didn't hit less than Success Club 20 from June of 2013 on to this day. I've never hit less than Success Club 20 because I set the goal high and I shot for 10. Now, if I were to fall short at 9, setting the goal at 10, I still hit the goal, right? So at that point, that taught me to always shoot for those big uncomfortable goals, because if you fall short, you've still hit your goal. Okay, so like, would you rather like push for $1 million a year and fall short at like 700,000 a year, or shoot for 100,000 a year and fall short at 70,000, right? So yeah, never hit less than SC20. Shoot high, like aim high. And it's fun. To me, it's like a game. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get 1 coach for every day of the month. Like, that's what I tell myself every single month. I'm like, how many Success Club points can I get? But you guys, I say that stuff out loud, but I don't mean for it to sound like people are just a number, because I truly don't believe that. I know that there's a person behind that number, and I take very good of the care of the people that I bring on. Even though it's such high numbers, they get quality time with me just like everybody else, okay? I don't even know where I'm going with all this. I get super sidetracked. I hit Emerald rank. Obviously, my mom or my mother-in-law and Brett signed up at the time. So I hit Emerald rank in 4 days. I rank advanced to Diamond in 63 days. Yeah, I was a diamond coach for 9 months in the business. What time is it? This is going to be impossible to keep these at 20 minutes, Pat. I don't understand how I'm expected to do this in such a short amount of time. So we might go over. If you need to leave and come back later, you can. But I was a diamond coach for 9 months. I was a diamond coach for 9 months, and I want to tell you why. I was a diamond coach for 9 months in the business because I had this handful of people that I brought on, right? I was a diamond coach, so I had at least 12 people, right, that I had brought on, and I was babysitting them. I was hand-holding them. I was trying to push them to emerald rank. I was trying to push them to any rank, for that matter, because I had goals. They didn't necessarily have the goal of getting there, but I sure as hell did, right? I was like, I want to be diamond by this date, or 2-star, 1-star, whatever I wanted to be by this date. And I was pushing them so hard, the people that I already had on board, that I slowed down my recruiting. I slowed down bringing new people on, and I slowed down investing in those people that I brought on, because I was like, I already got, this person here, let's call her Sarah. I've already got Sarah, who shows so much potential. Like, she could be such a good coach. She could show up and she's posting and she's doing all the right things. She's just like, doesn't believe in herself. Like, I saw the potential in so many people, and I wanted so bad for those people to make it work that I invested all my time and energy in only those people. Okay? I didn't invest my time and energy in bringing new people on like I should have. Okay? Yes, it's been all of you. I guarantee all of you in this group are sitting there with this many people, right? And you're like, come on, don't you want to be emerald rank? Don't you want to be emerald? Like, come on, you're so good at this. You're posting your workout pictures once a week. Like, you're great. No, stop it. Move on, right? I heard Chelsea Pearson say it once, and I know a lot of other coaches have said it, and they probably thought that they're the one that invented it, but I'm pretty sure Chelsea Pearson did. But she said, some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Okay? We can't sit there and handhold people and beg people to come on and pull them and just beat this dead horse when it's not their goal. It is not their goal, and it is not probably their long-term goal to really have true success in this business. They're probably just hobby coaches, okay? And let's be real. This business is not for everyone. There are people that you think are going to rock it, but just don't have it. There are some coaches that I'm going to say it, you have to kind of have this thing, this it factor, right? You look at every successful coach and you're like, oh my God, they have this, just this something about them. If you don't think that you do, then you need to freaking find that something and make it shine, right? I don't know what mine is. I honestly don't. But I can go around and pinpoint certain things with some of these top coaches, like how unique they are and how they just speak their mind and just something that makes them unique, but that's why they're successful. That's why they're successful. And a lot of people are not willing to be open or vulnerable or honest throughout their journey. And that's what makes a successful coach. If they're not willing to do it, then it's not going to happen. So I was sitting there with 12 to 15 coaches, right? Holding the shit out of their hands. And they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. At the time, I'm pretty sure I was like, 20, I don't even know. I was like, $25, Victoria's Secret cards to my next yada yada. Like, no, like none of it helped, okay? And if that does help, it's not going to hold them to be a long-term coach or a long-term rank that you need, okay? So, what happened is I was sitting there one day and I was bawling like, oh my God, I'm not growing, I'm not doing anything. I actually don't even know how this happened, but somehow I got a call with someone from corporate. I was talking to Arnold, who actually works with Canada and everybody now. But it was while I was in the central region, and I got a call with him. And I think it was because of Leslie arranged it or something. She worked with him at the time. But I told him my goal, and I was like, I really want to be top 10 coach. And this is in 2013. This is like when I was a brand spanking new coach, okay? So I was like shooting for the stars. And I remember getting a call with him, and he asked what I wanted, what my goals were. I told him top 10. I told him like all these, big, fancy, super high goals that I had. And he goes, okay, like what are your numbers right now? And I told him, and you guys, I was hitting Success Club 20. So I was selling challenge packs. I was bringing on challengers. At the time, I was probably bringing on, I would say 2 to 3 coaches a month. Again, half of them were for the discount. Maybe 1 or 2 a month were actually people that wanted to work the business, but not all of them. And he said, Raina, you're going to have to not double, not triple, like you're going to have to quadruple your numbers if you want to hit top 10. He said, people in the top 10 are recruiting 15 to 30 coaches a month. People in the top 10 are having way more Success Club points than that. People in the top 10 are not only having Success Club points and recruiting themselves, but they're having other coaches do it. They're having coaches that come on that are actually hitting Success Club themselves, that are actually rank advancing other coaches, that are rank advancing just in general. And I was like, oh my God, super intimidated. Like, that's never going to happen. My nose is running and I don't have a Kleenex. Don't judge me. So at that time, it was like, I was just like shut down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do that. Like, how many coaches do I need to recruit? Like, this is just impossible. But all I had to do was change my approach. All I had to do was, again, have a little bit of belief that I could actually do it, which took some convincing. Pretty sure I cried for a couple days and I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do this. And then it kicked in that really, I just need to talk to more people. I just had this eye-opening thing, and you hear it all the time from these top coaches and from your leaders and your mentors. You just need to talk to more people. That's what I said to myself. I just need to get in front of more people. And what does that mean? I need to add more friends. I need to make more connections. I need to interact with more people. I need to invite more people. I need to follow up like a freaking madman. Okay? And that was the mindset I had. But let me share one little thing that happened. And I don't know if I shared this on the big Zoom or not, but 30 days into my coaching, this is kind of why I was able to have that mindset change after talking to Arnold. It was like a challenge to me. 30 days into coaching, I actually was doing P90X, and I had my 30-day progress pictures. I was in a sports bra and like bikini bottoms, I think, or vice versa, one of the two. Not a sports bra on my bottom. I think I was in a sports bra on top and like bikini bottoms on the bottom. But let me tell you, they weren't like cheeky bottoms. They were like full-on grandma bottoms at that time. I wasn't cool back then. I wouldn't wear cheeky bottoms back then. But I took before and after pictures and I shared those pictures on social media. And when I did that, it was literally that day. I got calls randomly from some of my friends. I got calls from my pastor. I got calls from my family. I got calls all over the place because apparently a group of women that went to my church saw the post on Facebook of my before and after picture with my abdominal showing and my midsection showing. And apparently they complained to my pastor, they called my family, they called anyone they could to get attention on that and how terrible it was that I was sharing my body with social media versus keeping that to myself or saving that for my husband is what I was told. So you guys, I had to battle these women. I had to go and meet with my pastor. I had to explain to my family that I'm not in this business to show off my body, but I'm in it because it's actually inspiring people and changing people's lives. I had to battle it daily for a very long time, for months. I literally had to battle this for months. But you know what? I look back and I think at that time, like how many coaches would have quit. I have a list of coaches right now that I can tell you that are going through hell and back with family or friends or, just other people that are just criticizing them for what they're doing in this business. And I think back and I'm like, how many people would have quit? A ton of people. Most people would have quit if they were confronted with that kind of objection or criticism, okay? But I didn't. And at that time, I was completely and totally convinced that I was going to let it fuel my fire. I was going to let it it was going to motivate me to work harder just to prove them wrong. And I told myself I was going to keep going. We eventually left that church. A couple of the women actually eventually signed up with me. I have a couple that are still coaches and actually doing very well. So I can share that story now and not really feel bad. But I just want to tell you guys that like that 30 days in, like that's when I started to get the criticism from people. But I just let it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, family is going to be the worst, you guys. Family is going to be the worst. Those people closest to you are going to be your biggest critics, okay? But because I had that mindset change in the very beginning of like, F everybody, like I'm just going to do it and I'm going to be happy and I know in my mind that I'm doing this for a good reason and not for anything other than that. I was able to move forward and I was able to push forward knowing that, exactly that, right? That I was doing the right thing. And that every objection that I had, every challenge that I had, I was going to know that I was meant to do this and I needed to set big goals, okay? Long story short, that's done and over with. But I talked to Arnold and I was like, okay, challenge accepted. You know what I mean? Challenge accepted. Like most people, I guarantee some of the people like hear the numbers that top 10 people have and they're like, oh my God, I could never do that. Yes, you could. You just have to put in the work behind it, okay? And that's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't putting in the work that I needed to be putting in. In the beginning as a coach, I probably worked, I would say, I honestly probably worked more then than I do now, okay? I had a full-time gig. I actually made scarves and bracelets and necklaces. I had like a shop on Etsy. So I was very busy, believe it or not. And it was all done by hand. I couldn't sit and type while I was knitting and shit like that. Couldn't do that. So I had to have my time and energy in this. So during the day, I would sit and I would work my Etsy shop. I had one kid with me. One kid was at school, so that was chaos. And one kid went to half day, so I would have to pick her up at noon. And then the rest of the day, I had two kids. I had a busy life too, okay? I had a very busy life. And my husband worked full time and he traveled a lot. It was just a mess. So I had to be very, very specific with when I worked and when I had family time, I had to be family time and vice versa. So in the beginning, I really worked a lot during the evenings. I would sit on the couch with my computer, with my laptop in my lap while Brett watched TV, and I would work. And I would have headphones in and I would be listening to Scotty Hobbs videos as I was sending invites. Okay? That's what I did for the first forever of my business. That's what I did at night. So I probably worked, I would say, 4 to 5 hours a day as a new coach. Again, those 4 to 5 hours a day of waking up early, staying up late, working during nap time, taking advantage of weekends when Brett was home so we could take the kids and play and do things and I wasn't home alone with the kids. I took advantage of every single free time that I had. And I remember in one of Scotty Hobbs' videos, he shared that he was talking to Gabby and he said, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit now so that we can have a lot of freedom later. And I told Brett the exact same thing. And I said, I might not have, things that I go to. I might not have events that I go to with our friends. I might skip dinners. I might skip events. I might wake up earlier than you and I might stay up later than you and I might skip out on this night for a lot of freedom in the future. Okay? And now I can tell you guys how freaking worth it was to sacrifice for that first year, for those first 2 years in my business to have the freedom and flexibility that I have now. Okay? Night and day. And I would do it all over again if I were given the chance. 100%. I don't even know where I'm going with any of this now. I don't even know how I got on that topic. You guys are so sweet in your comments. Okay. Let me just dig into something. How about I dig in? It's already been 30 minutes. Holy shit. I'll hurry. I'll be more organized tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll kind of have an exactly what I'm going to do maybe instead of just winging it like I did today, but hopefully so far it's helped a little bit. I don't know. Let me skip through and see if, okay, so this is one thing I'll show you too on Wednesday, is I use Asana, A-S-A-N-A, and I know you guys have probably heard of it. I know that there are a ton of coaches who use pen and paper, they use Excel, they use Teamsy, whatever else they use to be successful. Thank you. You're so sweet. But I use Asana and it works for me. And I honestly had zero system up until this past year in 2016, zero systems. I've always been a person that has been very on the go. We travel a lot. Gymnastics, we lived in California for a year. So I was I don't want to be at home. So we would always be out running around and doing things. And so, I would find that the issue I was having my entire business up until March last year was that I would be out and about and I'd maybe see a message come in and I'm okay, yeah, I'll respond to it really quick. Maybe you send a link, maybe you just talk to them, whatever you do. I don't have my handy dandy notepad, right? I don't have my pen and paper there to actually put down their name and say, yeah, I talked to this person, or yeah, I sent this person a link. I depended on my Facebook Messenger, right? And I used all my Facebook Messenger forever for tracking any conversation that I had. So every single day when I would go in and do follow-ups, I'd scroll to the very bottom of my Facebook Messenger, start there, and then go all the way up. But I would find that because I talked to so many people, because I sent so many invites, because I added so many people and started so many conversations, that by the time I would get down to the bottom, it would maybe be 6 months, right? I hadn't talked to this person in 6 months, and I would go through those follow-ups and just kind of reignite the conversation. And maybe one of them is hey, I sent the link, right? A sign-up link, and I never followed up because I never wrote it down or had a way to track it. So I found for the first freaking literally 2.5 years of my business, I lost so many people because I didn't have a good system, because I depended on Facebook Messenger and me being able to go back and look at conversations. And that's fine in the beginning. Like, you can do that in the beginning until you get to the point where you're talking to too many people, not too many, but enough people that you're just not able to do that anymore. And you guys pushing for diamond should be at that point. You should be at the point now where you're having so many conversations that Messenger can't even keep up. Okay? So I want you guys to find a tracking system. A lot of coaches are going to be like, don't worry about it, just use pen and paper. No, you guys need to find a freaking system, because I've sat some of my best friends down who are coaches and been like, okay, do exactly what I do, and let's go into Asana, and I'm going to help you set it up, and we're going to find a tracking system that works for you, and it's changed their business. Okay? One of my best friends, Jen Worth, is a coach, and I sat her down in December when she was here, and we were pushing for top 10, and I was working, and she was next to me, and I'm like, listen, you need to use Asana, and you need to use it now. And so she sat down and followed, and I'll show you guys all this on Wednesday that I have, and she copied it all and wrote down all little folders that I had, and I showed her my little system and what I use for messages and stuff like that. And she hit Success Club 50 in December. In the hardest month of the year, she hit Success Club 50 because she was able to keep track of people, okay? So keep an open mind. I know you might love pen and paper, but it might not be working for you. If you're not where you want to be in the business and you've been a coach for a while, it might not be working for you, okay? I'm going to be the one to say it. Okay, so I will share that with you during our power hour on Wednesday. What else do we need to know immediately? Posting. You guys are borderline diamond coaches and you need help on posting. Can I just say that? Guys, you know what to post. If you haven't joined my group I have a group on Facebook called it's literally called this, and it's the stupidest name ever, and I don't know why I named it that. It's called the I Don't Know What to Post Solution Group, okay? Literally go in on Facebook and type that in. I don't know what to post solution group. Type that in and you can join that group and I'll accept you in. It's got like 3,000 people in it now, and this many of them are on my team. But it's a group, and I actually have pinned to the top of that page like a daily or weekly guide, I guess, for posting. It's like Monday through Friday, 5 posts a day. This is what you need to post for 5 days, okay? Weekends, repeat, wash and repeat. But join that group and maybe that'll help. But you guys, all you have to do is share your journey. There's no secret to posting. I don't care what anybody says. There's no secret. You guys just have to freaking do it. Right? And the whole thing of, I don't know what to post, or I don't have the content, or I don't have an exciting life. Guess what? I don't either. I don't either. I just make the most of every single freaking thing that I do. Okay? When I work out, I share it. When I eat something that kind of looks attractive or not, I share it. Okay? Probably share a selfie sometime throughout the day and a little motivational quote to go with it, right? I might share my dog when he happens to look cute for a second, or I might share my kids when they look cute for a second, or the weather might be cool, or I might be hiking. You guys, I literally have not a very exciting life. I just make the most out of what I'm doing every single day, okay? On that posting guide, there's one of the little suggestions is, what are you doing right now, okay? For example, get out your phone. All of you, get out your phone and you can take a selfie and, hi, I'm on a training call. I love Beachbody. This is the best job ever. Like, that's what you can post. That's the kind of stuff I posted as a new coach. People want to be a part of something. You guys, we just left a live event. We just had Super Saturday. You guys should have slutted the shit out of that event all over social media. People want to be a part of that kind of thing. They want to have those relationships, those bonds with people. They want to have those friendships. That's what you guys have to show. People on here were asking, how do I attract working coaches? That's how you attract working coaches. You show them what they're missing out on. Okay? Does that make sense? But I can't even take it. You guys, when you ask what you're supposed to be posting, no. You share your journey. That's it. You share your journey. You show up every single day and you post every single day. There's not been one day since April 12th, 2013 that I have not posted. When we went on the cruise, about the Wi-Fi. When we go out of the country, about the Wi-Fi. When I was in the hospital, when I'm in the middle of a separation, when my kids are going crazy, when my dogs are pooping everywhere, like I'm posting. You guys, this is a part of our business. And if you're not able or willing to be present on social media, you're going to have a very hard time. It is not 1995 anymore. And we don't really grow this business with just face-to-face contacts, okay? It's not going to happen. You're not going to get where you want to be by just talking to people that you meet unless you're going around to numerous stores and just talking to people randomly for no reason other than growing your business. Like, that's not realistic, right? We have social media. We have the ability to reach millions of people. Why not take advantage of it, okay? Take advantage of the fact that we have anyone you want to talk to on social media and talk to them, okay? But you have to be posting, because we can add people all day, we can make conversations all day, but if you're not being proof that the products work, and if they can't go to your profile and be like, oh my God, this chick is so fun, like, what are they going to follow you for? What are they going to reach out to you for? Why would they join a group of yours? Why would they join the business opportunity? They're not going to if you're not showing what it has to offer, okay? I'm going to scratch posting off the list because that's ridiculous. We're not going to talk about that anymore. Post your freaking story, okay? Share your story. It's 5:06, so this has been a 36-minute video instead of a 15 to 20-minute video, so I apologize. But I will come on tomorrow with these organized and ready to go for you guys, okay? And then we will do the power hour on Wednesday. I can do the power on Wednesday while my team is doing theirs, so we can just do it at the same time. That way we're not, I don't know. How about that? Let's do, I think it's 11 o'clock my time, so that'd be 12 Central. How about that? 12 o'clock Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll do our live power hour. If you can hop on, hop on. If you can't, please try to catch the recording. I feel like I give, 11 o'clock, or so it'd be 10 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Mountain, 12 o'clock Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Does that help? So we'll plan on that. I'll just make it happen. And I'll shoot for an hour, but I get to talking sometimes and it goes a little longer than an hour, or I have to explain something and it'll maybe go a little longer than an hour. So if you need to hop off, hop off. It's totally fine. But I hope you guys benefited from something I said today. I feel like I just kind of rambled today. Maybe this was my rambling introduction. The rest of the week is going to be super fun and I'll really get a lot accomplished, I swear. But I am going to hop off. I'm going to go cook dinner for my kids and try to be out the door in the next 25 minutes because we have gymnastics tonight. Chaos all the time, right? Thank God we can work from our phones, we can work on the go, we can work from anywhere. You guys, count your freaking blessings, okay? So when you're sitting at gymnastics and you're like, I don't really have time to do invites, yes you do, because that's what I do the entire time during gymnastics is I talk to people, okay? This business is not hard. We just have to show up, post, and talk to people. That's it. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will post tomorrow what time I'm actually going to be on. It'll probably be in the morning. So if you can hop on, please join me. We had like 60, almost 70 people on today, I think. So thank you. On a weekday at like rush hour. Maybe you guys are all on while you're driving home. I don't know. Okay, I'll let you go because I'm rambling again. Everybody have a good night. Hug your babies, kiss your family, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.